Hello and welcome to this Norbord, my cabinet guide video on how to assemble a 925 base unit in the Cooke Lewis range. It's always best to assemble your unit on the cardboard box. That way you can protect the panels. That's my base panel. I'm going to take that to one side at the moment because I don't need it. And my shelf as well. This is my back panel. It's laminated on both sides, so it's very, very strong. One of my side panels. Another one. Small front rail. Long front rail. My back rail. The beauty of the Cooke Lewis range, all of the assembly fittings have been pre-inserted for you. In your pack, there are two pieces of chipboard. You do not need to use these, they're just for packing. Then you have your leg pack and any of the assembly fittings you require to build the unit up. In each box there is an assembly guide. Please take the time to read this as there is useful information on here that will help you to build your unit. It also tells you what items are in the box and the minimum tools required to get the job done. The additional bits you get in your fixing pack are the 5mm cover caps, the 8mm cover caps, 15mm screws. You then get your rear work surface fixing blocks with two 25mm screws that go with them, two angle brackets, your shelf supports and the joining bolts. Following the assembly guide, I've laid my solid back panel, which is number 4 in the assembly guide, out like this. I'm now going to connect my back rail, which goes in here. You can use a cordless screwdriver to put the fittings in on your unit, but we would recommend a handheld screwdriver because that way when you're putting the fittings in, you can make sure you don't over tighten them. So that's that tightened in. Then I'm going to place my large base panel in, panel number 6, making sure that the groove is parallel with the groove in the large back panel. Tighten the cam up. 3, and there's 4 along this edge. And lastly, before I move on to the next part of the assembly guide, is to put my long front rail into position. That. So point 1 of your assembly guide, you've used panels number 4, 9, 6, 7, and the last one to go in is to slide panel number 3 into position, which is your back panel. Making sure you have the larger gap towards the bottom of your unit. So following the assembly guide, I've assembled my unit, putting the solid back panel on the floor. Then I fitted my back rail, my front rail, my back panel and my base panel all into position. I now go to point 2 on the assembly guide where I put my side panel on. So I'm now going to fit panel number 1, which is my right hand side panel. Right, okay, so that's my right hand side panel fitted. Now turning the unit onto its back, keeping it on the cardboard to protect the panels. I'm now going to fit my left hand side panel as well as my small front rail. So on the small front rail, keep the cam towards the outside edge. Like that. Tighten it up. Fix it in, go down the bottom and fix the bottom in position. Tightening the cams up as I go. I'm going to put an L bracket just here to stop the unit coming apart like this. The L bracket I mark where I'm going to put my screw and then drill a hole, being careful not to drill all the way through the panel, and don't put your hand behind like this. And using a 15mm screw, fix your L bracket to this panel. And then using your drill, drill another hole here and put the screw in. That has now fixed that together securely. So once you've assembled your unit, you then turn it onto its top to be able to put the feet in. Okay, take in your leg bosses, and there are 7 for the 925 base unit, making sure that this lug goes over the side panel. Insert it here. As you can see, I'm making sure that that lug goes over the side panel on every leg. And the last one goes in the middle. And taking your hammer, knock the centres in, and that locks the leg in position. I'm now going to drill 3 holes on each leg and then fix them using 15mm screws. So like this. And I'm going to repeat for the rest. Okay, now I've fitted all the leg bosses into position, I'm going to insert the legs. Your legs come preset at 150mm, which is the height from the underside of your unit to the floor, on this little lug here. There. Taking a leg, put it into position and push down. If you're not sure that it's all the way down, just tap it with the rubber part of your hammer until it is. These are your plinth clips. You break them in half, slide the 2 parts together like this. For safekeeping, if you clip them to your front legs, you'll know where they are when you need to use them. Fit your rear work surface fixing blocks, and you do that by tapping them in, like that. And then for the unused 8mm holes, there is cover caps. And when you've decided where your shelf's going to go, there are 5mm cover caps for all unused holes there as well. Insert your shelf supports. 1, 2. 1 in the back panel. And then again in the front. The reason I'm doing this now is because you cannot get the shelf in once the work surface is fitted. You must put the shelf in at this point. So putting the shelf in from the widest point, drop it in like this, turn it down, once it's in position, tap it down, and that's now secure but still adjustable.